What a pleasure it is for me to finally beat you.
Did you say meet or beat?
I think you heard me. Enjoy your retirement!
I am so excited that I get to train you. Visualize beating this guy. The beach ate me.
In the world of animated racing stories, few characters have become as recognizable as Lightning McQueen, the red number 95, who rose from an overconfident rookie to a seasoned champion over the course of his racing career. By the time the story of Cars 3 begins, McQueen is no longer the young hotshot he once was. The racing world has changed around him. Technology has advanced, training methods have evolved, and a new generation of racers has entered the track with blistering speed and precision that the veterans simply struggle to match. The film opens with McQueen still doing what he loves most, racing at top speed, chasing victory on the Piston Cup circuit. Yet the atmosphere feels different. The crowds are still cheering, the engines are still roaring, but the balance of power is shifting in ways that McQueen cannot ignore. The change arrives in the form of sleek, technologically advanced racers who dominate the competition. Among them is the arrogant and lightning-fast Jackson Storm, a racer who represents the future of the sport. Storm and his fellow next-generation racers are built with cutting-edge aerodynamics, trained using advanced simulators, and optimized to extract every possible fraction of a second from the track. When McQueen first races against Storm, the gap in performance becomes painfully clear. Despite his experience and determination, McQueen cannot keep up with the new machines that are redefining racing. One by one, the veteran racers he has known for years begin to retire, unable to compete with the new speed and efficiency that Storm's generation represents. McQueen, however, refuses to accept that his time has passed. Racing has defined his identity for so long that the thought of stepping away from the track feels impossible. He pushes himself harder in each race, determined to prove that he still belongs among the champions. But during a crucial race, his determination turns dangerous. Pushing his limits in an attempt to keep up with Storm, McQueen loses control at high speed and crashes violently. The accident is shocking and emotional, marking a turning point not only for McQueen, but for the entire racing community that has watched him grow over the years. The crash forces McQueen into a long period of recovery, and for the first time in his career, he must confront the possibility that his racing days might be over. While he heals, the world of racing moves forward without him. Storm continues to dominate the Piston Cup circuit, and the sport grows increasingly defined by the new generation. For McQueen, watching from the sidelines becomes almost unbearable. Yet within that frustration lies a spark of determination. Rather than retire quietly, he decides that he will return to racing and prove that he still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. When McQueen begins training for his comeback, he discovers that the methods he once relied on are no longer enough. The sport has evolved into something far more technical and analytical than it used to be. He eventually finds himself at a high-tech training facility run by Sterling, a wealthy business car who sees McQueen as both a legendary racer and a valuable brand. Sterling is enthusiastic about McQueen's legacy, but skeptical about his chances of actually winning another championship. His vision focuses more on McQueen becoming a spokesperson and symbol rather than a competitive racer. At the facility, McQueen is introduced to Cruz Ramirez, an energetic and optimistic young trainer who specializes in modern racing techniques. Cruz is enthusiastic about helping McQueen regain his speed and confidence, but their personalities clash at first. McQueen is used to traditional racing instincts and experience, while Cruz relies heavily on simulations, data analysis, and structured training routines. To McQueen, some of these methods feel artificial and disconnected from the real thrill of racing on a track. To Cruz, McQueen represents an old-school racer who hasn't fully embraced the future of the sport. Despite their differences, Cruz is determined to help him succeed. She pushes McQueen through new exercises designed to improve reaction time, endurance, and precision. Some of the training sessions are unconventional and even humorous, forcing McQueen to adapt to unfamiliar challenges. Yet beneath the playful energy lies a serious goal: preparing McQueen to compete against racers like Jackson Storm, who have been trained with these advanced techniques from the start. Even with Cruz's help, McQueen continues to struggle. The training simulations reveal just how far behind he is compared to the new generation. Storm's times are consistently faster, and McQueen's confidence begins to falter. Sterling sees these results as confirmation that McQueen's best days are behind him and suggests that he should transition fully into a marketing role instead of risking another defeat on the track. But McQueen refuses to give up. The drive that made him a champion still burns inside him, and he believes that with the right preparation, he can still compete. Determined to rediscover the passion that once fueled his victories, McQueen decides to leave the training facility and embark on a journey with Cruz to learn more about racing in a deeper way. This decision becomes one of the most important turning points in the story. Away from the controlled environment of the simulators, McQueen begins reconnecting with the roots of racing and the lessons he learned earlier in his career. Throughout this journey, McQueen reflects on the influence of Doc Hudson, the legendary racer known as the fabulous Hudson Hornet, who once mentored him. Doc was not only a champion on the track, but also a wise teacher who helped McQueen understand that racing was about more than just speed. It was about heart, perseverance, and the ability to learn from both victories and defeats. The memory of Doc's guidance continues to inspire McQueen as he searches for a way to reinvent himself in a sport that has changed dramatically. One of the most memorable parts of this journey involves exploring the history of racing itself. McQueen and Cruz encounter stories of past champions who faced challenges similar to his own. These moments highlight an important theme. Every generation of racers eventually confronts the arrival of a faster, younger competitor. The real test of a champion is not simply how fast they can go, but how they adapt when the world changes around them. As McQueen trains on dirt tracks and learns new driving techniques, his bond with Cruz grows stronger. She begins to share more about her own background and dreams. Despite her skill as a trainer, Cruz has always admired racing from the sidelines rather than competing herself. Eventually, McQueen realizes that Cruz possesses both the talent and the passion to be more than just a trainer. Her enthusiasm for racing reminds him of his own early days as a rookie, eager to prove himself. Meanwhile, the looming challenge of Jackson Storm continues to define McQueen's ultimate goal. Storm represents not only incredible speed, but also a philosophy that values efficiency and dominance above everything else. His confidence borders on arrogance, and he believes that the older generation of racers simply cannot match the performance of modern technology. For Storm, the future of racing is already decided. As the Piston Cup Championship approaches its climactic race, McQueen prepares for what may be his final chance to compete at the highest level. The build-up to this race is filled with anticipation, as fans wonder whether the veteran champion can truly challenge the unstoppable newcomer who has taken over the sport. McQueen enters the race determined to give everything he has left. During the race itself, the contrast between the two racers becomes clear. Storm's speed is extraordinary, and for much of the competition, he maintains a strong lead. McQueen fights hard to stay in contention, drawing on every lesson he has learned throughout his career. Yet, as the race unfolds, he begins to realize something profound about what it means to be a champion. In a surprising and emotional moment, McQueen makes a decision that changes the course of the race. Recognizing Cruz's hidden potential and remembering how others once believed in him, he gives her the opportunity to take the spotlight and prove herself as a racer. It is a moment that reflects McQueen's growth, not just as a competitor, but as a mentor who understands the importance of passing knowledge to the next generation. Cruz seizes the opportunity with incredible determination, drawing on everything she has learned from training and from McQueen's encouragement, she races with both skill and heart. The final stretch of the competition becomes a thrilling battle between Cruz and Jackson Storm, symbolizing the clash between two different visions of racing, one driven purely by technology and dominance, and the other fueled by passion and perseverance. The outcome of the race delivers a powerful message about legacy. While McQueen may no longer be the fastest racer on the track, his influence continues through the racers he inspires and supports. By helping Cruz find her confidence and pursue her dream, he proves that the spirit of a champion is not defined solely by trophies or championships. In the aftermath of the race, McQueen embraces a new chapter in his life. Rather than fading into obscurity, he transitions into a role that allows him to guide and mentor future racers while still remaining connected to the sport he loves. His relationship with Cruz evolves into a partnership built on mutual respect and shared passion for racing. The story ultimately becomes about far more than a comeback attempt. It explores themes of change, resilience, and the inevitability of new generations rising to take the spotlight. McQueen's journey reflects the challenges faced by anyone who must adapt when the world evolves faster than expected. Instead of resisting change completely, he learns to embrace it and find new ways to contribute. By the end of the film, Lightning McQueen's legacy feels more meaningful than ever. He may not dominate the racetrack the way he once did, but his story proves that true champions are defined by their character, their willingness to grow, and their ability to inspire others. The roar of the engines continues, the Piston Cup races carry on, and the spirit of racing lives forward through the next generation that McQueen helped shape. In that sense, the red number 95 is far from finished, because the heart of a champion never truly leaves the track.